Okay, so example 47 asking us to express f of theta which is equal to 4 cos theta plus 3 sin theta in the form r cos theta minus alpha, where r is greater than 0 and alpha is between 0 and 90 degrees. Let's expand on the right. On the right, we're going to get r cos theta cos alpha plus r sine theta sine alpha. Equating coefficients, we're going to get r cos alpha is equal to 4 and r sine alpha is equal to 3. Dividing r sine alpha by r cos alpha, we're going to get tan alpha. Sine divided by cos is tan is equal to 3 over 4. So alpha is equal to tan inverse 3 over 4. Alpha is therefore alpha is 36.9 degrees. So now I know what alpha is. I can now try to find r. We know that r squared sine squared alpha plus cos squared alpha is equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared. So r squared, because sine squared alpha plus cos squared alpha is 1, would be equal to 9 plus 16, which is 25. So r is equal to the square root of 25, which is 5. So now what we have is that f of theta, which is 4 cos theta plus 3 sin theta, is equal to r, which is 5, cos theta minus alpha, which is 36.9 degrees. So the next thing we're asked is, what is the maximum value of f of theta? And the value of theta, for which f of theta is a minimum. All right, so we need f of theta maximum. Now, the maximum value of the cosine of an angle is 1. The maximum value of the cosine of an angle is 1. So you'll get the maximum value of f of theta when the cosine of theta minus 36.9 degrees is equal to 1. So f of theta max is 5 times 1, which is 5. Now, what value of theta, what must theta be in order for f of theta to be a maximum? Well, f of theta is a maximum when the cosine of theta minus 360 sorry, 36.9 is equal to 1. So theta minus 36.9 is equal to cos inverse of 1, which is 0. So theta would be equal to 0 plus 36.9, which is equal to 36.9 degrees. So the maximum value of f of theta is 5, and the value of theta for which f of theta is a maximum is theta is equal to 36.9 degrees. All right, so I just realized that I made an error. The last part of the question is asking us for the value of theta for which f of theta is a minimum. Now, f of theta is a minimum when the cosine of theta minus alpha is equal to -1. F of theta is a minimum when the cosine of theta minus alpha is equal to -1. So this should be -1 here. So theta minus 36.9 is equal to cos inverse -1. So theta minus 36.9 is equal to 180 degrees. And theta would be equal to 180 plus 36.9. Theta is equal to 216.9 degrees. So in order for f of theta to be a minimum, theta would have to be 216.9 degrees. All right, so next we're going to move on to example 48. Example 48 says, given that 3 sine x minus cos x is equal to r sine alpha x minus alpha, where r is greater than 0 and alpha is between 0 and 90 degrees, we're to find the maximum value of 3 sine x minus cos x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call 3 sine x minus cos x f of x. So f of x and this is equal to r sine x minus alpha. Expanding the right-hand side, and I get minus now equating coefficients, we're going to get that r cos alpha is equal to 3 and r sine alpha is equal to 1. Dividing r sine alpha by r cos alpha, we get tan alpha is equal to 1 over 3. And so alpha is equal to tan inverse 1/3. And so alpha is equal to alpha is equal to 18.4 degrees. So we know what alpha is. let's determine what is r. We know that r squared cos squared alpha plus plus sine squared alpha is equal to 3 squared plus 1 squared. Now, cos squared alpha plus sine squared alpha is 1. 1 times r squared is r squared, so r squared is equal to 9 plus 1, which is 10. So r is equal to the square root of 10. So now that I know what r is, I can say that f of x is equal to r, which is root 10, sine x minus alpha, which is 18.4 degrees. So we have finished A. So now we're at B. We're to find the maximum value of f of x. So f of x max is equal to, so you get the maximum value of f of x when the sine of x minus alpha is equal to 1. So this becomes the root of 10 times 1, which is root 10. So root 10 is the maximum value of f of x. And we're asked to state the value of x between 0 and 180 degrees for which the maximum occurs. So this maximum occurs, remember f of x is a maximum when sine x minus alpha is equal to 1. So x minus alpha would be equal to sine inverse of 1. And the sine inverse of 1, I think, is pi by 2 or 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. So x is equal to 90 plus 18.4, not 18 point alpha, 18.4, which is equal to 108.4 degrees. So x is equal to 108.4 degrees is the value of x for which f of x is a maximum. C, so this is B. Now C is asking us to state the minimum value of f of x. So f of x min now this occurs when sine x minus alpha is equal to minus 1. So it's going to be minus 1 times root 10. So this is minus root 10. And we're to state the value of x between 0 and 360 degrees for which this minimum occurs. So this minimum occurs when the minimum occurs when the sine of x minus alpha is equal to minus 1. Now, for the sine of x minus alpha to be equal to minus 1, x minus alpha must be equal to 270 degrees. So x minus alpha, which is 0.4, is equal to 270 degrees. So x is equal to 270 plus 18.4 is equal to 88.4 degrees. 288.4 degrees is the value of x for which f of x is a minimum.